And now please allow me to invite Mr. Amarjeet S. Bhamra from the United Kingdom, a leading advocate for India's traditional sciences, a lecturer and Ayurveda ambassador. He is the initiator and lead secretariat of the All-Party Parliamentary Group on Indian Traditional Sciences and was instrumental in the launch of the Yoga Center of Excellence and Indian Traditional Medicine in London. He now leads a European-wide petition to secure citizens access to traditional medicines. Mr. Bhamra, we are looking forward to your talk. Oh, you're here, Mr. Bhamra. Sorry. You can go on stage.
So, namaste to everybody. Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. Thank you for this privilege to be here, Thomas, and to address such a bountiful gathering of so many beautiful souls. So, I haven't got any slides or anything. I just wanted to, as you know, I spend a lot of my time in the politics of the work that we're all doing here in the British Parliament and also in the European Union. But I also just felt I needed to bring to your attention the program that we've created in London about a year ago. So this is the first trial. It's called April trial, and I'll get onto that in a minute, why we use the acronym April for the trial. So the idea was really from the fallout after the COVID-19, as we have a figure back in the United Kingdom, almost like 5.5 million people who are suffering from long COVID. And so we're looking at all sort of opportunities and possibilities, and then together with the All India Ayurveda Institute, which is, as you know, part of the Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, we then felt appropriate to, bring the Department, of Health in the UK and All India Ayurveda Institute come together to see how we can identify some area of addressing this symptom. So we now have a study, and that is what I want to talk to you about. Yeah. And so, as we're witnessing unprecedented demand worldwide for wellness translating into a multi-billion-dollar industry, we are seeing a growing desire for prevention-oriented healthcare. So when we normally talk about, normally every country talks about prevention is better than cure, yeah? But I think, from our perspective in Ayurveda, you can very safely use prevention as an alternative word for Ayurveda. Yeah? So it is a preventative medicine system. And so we're seeing the increasing awareness of our health in our own hands is stimulating any upsurge of knowledge, and most particularly in the traditional sciences. So my own work through the All-Party Parliamentary Group on Indian Traditional Sciences is based in London. So what we've done with the All-Party Parliamentary Group in London, we set this up about 10 years ago. Our senior advisor is here with us today. Dr. Venkat Joshi is here, and so many other wonderful people are here also from London. So the idea really was to basically have how can we make our position a little bit more clearer with the government in the United Kingdom. So therefore, it all spurred on from something that happened here in the European Union back in 2010, which is called the THMPD, a directive that came out of Europe. basically essentially banning all herbal traditions to be practiced in the European Union. Yeah. And so with that in mind, we went to start off, to bring about this parliamentary group. And it was founded 10 years ago in the British Parliament. And so we enjoy the support of a cross-party dedicated parliamentarians from both Houses of Parliament, House of Lords and Houses of Commons, and cross-party parliamentarians. So we have now about 30 parliamentarians who are actively looking at ways of addressing, preventative medicine. So parliamentarians are not the people who make decisions, whether it's Czech Republic or European Union or the United Kingdom. What I have had a tremendous amount of experience in working with them are basically the people who open door for us and look at what we are saying and take that message to the policymakers, to the government. And that's where we are at the moment. So we're looking to the work of colleagues to encourage clinical research. So we've thought this through and working, taking a political initiative, working with the British government, and then also doing some programs here in the European Union. But I think there is a missing catalyst here, and that's research. Yeah. And I think what people, governments outside and policymakers outside India are looking for research here, and that actually then led us to bring about this trial, which I wish to sort of speak to you about. It's with great delight we welcome the reapproachment between Europe and Britain announced in re-establishing scientific collaboration also through the Horizon Europe, which, as you know, is an initiative sponsoring and funding research in Europe. The significance at the time is heartening when we consider the potential support to expedite the research we need. So the knowledge and technologies evolved over years, thousands of years, provide a history of safe use. This is essential at the time of reminders that fledgling sciences serve to warn us that the little knowledge is a dangerous thing. So the All-Party Parliamentary Group, together with the Ministry of Ayush and the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, is an important clinical trial now studying the herb ashwagandha in treatment promoting recovery of long COVID throughout the United Kingdom. We are receiving expressions of interest from a variety of specialists and medical practices and practice groups in the UK. So APRIL is an acronym which is Ayurveda for promoting recovery in long COVID is the name of the trial which is run in the UK at the moment. So APRIL is a randomized placebo-controlled trial of traditional Indian Ayurveda herbal medicine for treating long COVID led by researchers at the London School of Hygiene, and also with the All India Institute of Ayurveda. So this is the first trial of an Ayurvedic product regulated as medicine in the UK. So it took us almost like over a year with the policing authority, which is the MHRA, to actually get this approval for this study to be sanctioned as a medicine study. So Ayurveda is the most ancient system, as we all know, of traditional medicine originating in India. So previous trials suggested it could help alleviate stress, anxiety, and fatigue, and to improve sleep in physical performance. In this trial, we are trying to see if ashwagandha can improve functional status, quality of life, and symptoms in adults suffering from long COVID in the UK. So Ayurveda, a natural system of medicine, as we have said, that's been there for so long. And the term itself, Ayurveda, is life science, or also science with the soul. So there are two main principles, that's behind the study, behind the objective of Ayurveda, principally looking at this study. Number one, to prolong life and promote perfect health by following diet and lifestyle practices, including yoga and meditation, to increase longevity with good physical and mental health. And secondly, to eradicate the disease and dysfunction of the body. Thus, Ayurveda is a health promotive, prevention, curative, and nutritive science. So ashwagandha, also known as Indian ginseng or winter cherry, is an evergreen plant that grows in India, the Middle East, and parts of Africa. The roots of ashwagandha are used for medicinal purposes in Ayurveda. Ashwagandha is believed to be an adaptogen, which means it helps the body respond to stress as well as promoting overall health, strength and well-being. In this trial, we are trying to see if ashwagandha can improve functional status, quality of life, and alleviate symptoms in UK adults suffering from long-term COVID. So the rationale behind the study is that it took, as you know, a toll on health in the UK and globally. So there are concerns around the disease's long-term sequelae, which is a residual or produced condition that is a direct result of the past illness or injury, often referred to as the long COVID, with symptoms including respiratory problems, chronic cough, shortness of breath, chest tightness, cognitive dysfunction, poor mental health, and extreme fatigue and muscle weakness. Symptoms may last for 2 to 3 months or longer, or in many cases, and is estimated to affect about 20% of the COVID-19 survivors. So long COVID is understood to be a multi-system disease similar to some other post-viral syndromes, although it's still poorly understood, and there is little evidence around its effective treatment or management. Recently, a number of randomized placebo-controlled trials in humans have demonstrated its efficacy in reducing anxiety and stress, improving muscle strength, and enhancing sleep quality and condition, and reducing symptoms of fatigue in patients treated with chronic conditions. This evidence, combined with emerging literature on its pharmacological and immunomodulatory effects in vitro. In vitro is the Latin term meaning in glass, used to describe procedures performed in a laboratory environment outside a living organism, suggest ashwagandha as a potential therapeutic candidate for alleviating the long-term COVID-19. So through the Western scientific lens, the aim of this study is to determine whether ashwagandha can improve functional status, quality and life, and symptoms in the UK adults suffering from long-term COVID-19. The objectives of the study, therefore, are primary to determine the effectiveness of ashwagandha for improving functional status, functional status amongst people experiencing ongoing symptoms of COVID-19, and secondary, to determine the effectiveness of ashwagandha for improving quality of life, reported fatigue, breathlessness, pain, sleep, quality management, quality mental health, cognitive functions, work status, and other symptoms. So the trial participants are currently taking, the trial is taking place across participating National Health Service sites, doctors in the UK for adults aged 18 or over who have been diagnosed with this condition. And obviously by their doctor, and who find that the condition is affecting their ability to carry out their day-to-day activities. To enter the trial, individuals must be contracted by a participating doctor. So the adults who have current diagnosis of long COVID defined as per NICE. So we have an organization, it's another policing authority in the UK called NICE, which is an acronym for National Institute for Health and Care Excellence Guidelines on COVID, meet the other clinical screening criteria. So the randomized double-blind placebo-controlled trial interested individuals who have a diagnosis of long COVID and conform to all other eligibility criteria are have been randomly allocated to take the traditional Ayurveda herb or placebo. During this period, there will be a complete monthly questionnaire online and monthly check-in with their study doctor team. Neither the participant nor the researchers will know who is taking the herb or the placebo tablets to avoid bias in the study results. So as I was saying, that the medicines and the healthcare products regulatory authority, the MHRA in the UK, have sanctioned this as a study for medicinal conditions. So the team in London is led by Professor Sanjay Kinra, who is the lead at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, Professor of Clinical Epidemiology. And the co-investigators for the study are Dr. Anup Singh, MD, PhD, clinical epidemiologist, Dr. Poppy Mellison, Dr. Mahesh Matpati, Tim Clayton, medical statistician, Alexander Perkins, and Rohini Mathur, principally from India. And obviously, as I said, the trial is sponsored by the All India Institute of Ayurveda, and that at the time when Professor Tanuja Nasari was its director, and she still continues to be the lead investigator. And then we have co-investigators, Dr. S. Rajagopal, Dr. Galib, from both Ayurvedic medicine from India. And also, you'll be happy to know that the trial is supported by Dr. Geeta Krishnan. I'm sure most of us have heard of his name, who's an MD practicing Ayurveda medicine, and spent a lot of time at the World Health Organization Complementary and Alternative Therapies, and of course, the All-Party Parliamentary Group, Indian Traditional Sciences. So the value of our work is a strong international imprint that I hope we will leave for the future, focusing on the experiences made in every corner of the planet, always supported by the best holistic scientific evidence available, including treatment systems that have their roots of wellness in traditional sciences. The worldwide fraternity of integrative medicine committed to strengthening the global health architecture and building more resilient equitable, sustainable, and inclusive holistic health systems to achieve the basic human right, the choice of freedom for the management of every human health disorder. And so, and in this respect, introducing our context has been particularly significant in helping progress the value of Ayurveda and integrative medicine. Here, also in the Czech Republic Parliament, as you know, over the last 2 years, that Thomas has organized a group of some keen participants to visit the Czech Parliament. And of course, we must thank the Honorable Ambassador of India, Shri Hemant Kotalwar. This is the ambassador who was here on the last World Congress on Health. And he was here very delighted to share and receive, he was very well received here at the Third World Congress. And also, as you know, we witnessed the participation of the present Ambassador of India to the Czech Republic, His Excellency Ambassador Kumar, who was also very delighted to be with us yesterday. So I would like to be in a position to continue to take every possibility to support the Czech Parliament in the initiative already underway from our previous meetings. And so that is basically the position that we find ourselves, with the all-party parliamentary group, trying to intensify, engage more in research with the Indian herbs, and try eventually to set up some sort of a library of a pharmacopoeia value of the plants that we have. And so that is really where we're going with all this. And so thank you so much for being here and listening to the wonderful work, the initiatives that we are taking in the United Kingdom. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bhamra, for your valuable contribution to our discussion. We appreciate it.